Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2020 full moon reading. And I am so excited about this reading because not only is this the first full moon of a decade, but this is the first full moon and it is a full moon eclipse, which just for me speaks of this decade being so spectacularly special and this moon being so spectacularly special. It is also on the tails of the last new moon of 2019, which was also an eclipse. So this is a very, very powerful moon. And I will get into talking about the moon in just a moment, but I'm going to be putting the cards on the side that aren't going to be used right now as we focus on the tarot. And this moon reading is going to last from January 10th to February 9th. That is from full moon to full moon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting your spirit guide animal cards over to the side, and we're going to be using this, oh goodness, at the very end. We also have them up here when talking about the moon. And then we have the, the Moonology cards, which are up here, and the Queen of the Moon cards, which are also up here. Moving over to the side, these will be layered on top of the tarot at the very end to have Luna really speak for herself, be able to tell you how she will be correlating to you and your energy during this time. It's just absolutely a beautiful way to have the moon speak for herself. So let's see now, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus, what January 2020's full moon will be bringing to you. Aquarius. How will Aquarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the January 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, 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 show me clearly. Fantastic. At the center of everything, Aquarius, is the moon card. So this moon is highly effective towards you. There is such a connection here. It actually has me rather excited. Yeah. It's rather breathtaking, actually. My breath was actually taken from my lungs at the moment when I turned this over. It's like, wow, this moon is going to lead you towards something spectacular. And then you are crowned by the Five of Pentacles. It's leaving something or somewhere where it doesn't feel welcoming, where it isn't right for you. And so you're having a bit of a change come over here. And then with the Ten of Swords, you're ending a cycle. Okay, so let's see. The Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Queen of Swords, this is you coming through, right here, highly affected by the moon, and the Ace of Swords. Oh, wow. There's a revelation made. There is a revelation made. The swords is all around here. It's swords and it's wands and, crowned by pentacles, yes, but there is just a sense here of a moving towards a greater truth. And you're going to really see this around the new moon, because the new moon on January 24th is in Aquarius, and this new moon is going to be very, very powerful for you. Okay. All right, so let's get into this moon. So, of course, this is a full moon, and the full moon, according to the Queen of the Moon, represents power, and the full moon here, according to Moonology, represents a surrender to the divine. Now, what's so beautiful about this full moon is that this full moon is in Cancer, and there is a strong embodiment and connection with the sacred feminine. So when we have, the power around you and the surrendering to the divine, this is what it means. It means a surrendering to the sacred feminine, to the power of the earth, to the power of the womb, one could say, as you move forward. And there is a great theme and a great power, an underlining theme, power, draw to home, to belonging, to your ancestral roots, but also to your past lives. So you're going to see that things are going to come to you in your dreams, Aquarius, that you really hadn't been expecting. Things that feel very close to you, but you might not have any real connection to them in your life right now. And that can be a past life speaking to you. That could be ancestral roots, somebody from your past in your line of your DNA speaking to you through your dreams. This leads you to sustenance, to being able to grow from these memories, from these ideas. A sense of sanctuary is also around you. You need that security. You need that place of, all right, time out from all the chaos, all the nonsense of the world. And that is going to lead you to an emotional connection, to wisdom showing itself and creating boundaries, saying, you know what, I need limits. I need to have boundaries. I need to be able to look at things and then move forward from them. There's a whisper around you of forgotten memories, forgotten knowledge, forgotten power coming forward, and it's all surrounded by this sacred feminine energy of the full moon. And as you move forward, you're going to see, like the calla lily here that has her coming from it, or at least that's how I envision the black around her, that she is coming awake again, being kind of reborn. And that's what you're also going to see from this full moon, a sense of being reborn and connecting with your inner magic. Now, this then leads you to the full moon being in Cancer. What is so beautiful about the full moon in Cancer is that the full moon is in Cancer, but it's also a wolf moon. So the wolf moon here in the Queen of the Moon, it says it's hunger. It's hunger for something more. And the reason why this moon is named the wolf moon, why ancients have and our ancestors named this the wolf moon, is that it is the time of year where food gets scarce and you could hear the wolves howling to each other at night. So here there is the sense of feeling not as connected to something that you truly want. For the wolves, of course, it's a hunger, but it's a hunger for something more that you have. It's interpreted, it's it is symbolizing the way that you want to move forward, what your soul is calling for during this moon. And here it says a personal issue reaches resolution. There is something that you have been longing for, seeking, desiring, and I would highly recommend having a rose quartz around you, because that's going to be what grounds you during this full moon. Because during this full moon, as you're pulled towards the mysteries of the full moon, as you're pulled towards the light that it envelops you in, you are going to find that your heart's desire is planted like a seed inside of you, that your soul is calling for something very distinct and very specific to you. And as you embrace it and as you move forward, you find yourself resolving issues that you thought, oh my gosh, it's just always going to be like this, isn't it? You're going to find peace coming from this moon. And it leads you to the full moon eclipse, which says here, conclusions are within reach. You are going to find that the forbidden ideas, the forbidden power that comes to you, it is forbidden. It has felt forbidden because it was forgotten, and it was forgotten for a reason, because there was a part of your soul, yourself, and this is even stating for the sacred feminine energy that's coming around you. There is a sense of it feeling forgotten before, forbidden. And why it would be forbidden is if you read, Gnostic texts, or if you look in rabbinic stories, right? Well, not stories so much as to mean fables, but in rabbinic tellings, they talk about the first wife of Adam being Lilith. And you could definitely see the power of the sacred feminine energy being Lilith around you. And what I'm seeing here is that, yes, she became forbidden. She was the one who, when they said in the first story of creation, in the first chapter of Genesis, and not to get all biblical on people, but they said, God created man and woman. He created them in his image and likeness, in their image and likeness. So that point said that two people were created at one time, and then it goes on in the next chapter to say that woman was created out of man's rib. So the rabbis in Judaism said, okay, well, why are there two? And they have Lilith as the first female. And the first female, she went against God, she went against subservience, and she wanted to be her own person. And then they said that she, broke from Adam, broke from the Garden of Eden, and became a demon. So that was a very nice way of kind of summing it all up. To be forbidden. If you are a demon, you are forbidden. And here, that sacred feminine power is coming up, is coming around you, is moving you forward. Not a sense of demonic power, but a sense of this right of the womb, the right and the power of the self and of the sacred feminine to move forward and to have the light shined on her. And here, the conclusions that are within reach have felt forbidden, have felt forgotten, have felt as if there's a part of you that was out of reach with what it is that you wanted. And here, you're going to see that that part of you starts to grow, starts to evolve, starts to become part of what you desire during this time, but also during this year. You're really setting the groundwork for the whole entire year. And with the void, of course, I would be very mindful of the void, of course, during this time. The void, of course, is going to be at 6:58 Eastern Standard Time. All right? And I will have in the description box below all the void of courses from January 10th to February 9th. Be very mindful of those times. These times, things aren't going to go exactly the way that you had planned, the way that you had thought they would. So know here that's true for everybody, but for you, Aquarius, it is working out to be like a trickster time. It's working out to be like, oh, you feel like a joke was had on you during these times. Like you wanted things to go one way and they went the other, and you're like, well, that's funny, great, thank you so much. Very sarcastic, very like, this is not what I wanted. But it's going to feel like a trick. It's going to feel like, okay, so I wanted it to go this way, and then it was pushed that way just to make chaos, just to make trouble for the sake of trouble. So I would highly recommend not making any decisions during this time. And it's not just during 6:58. I would scoop out the whole entire hour for you. So from 6:30 to 7:30, and then subsequently throughout the times that are given for the void, of course. So just be very mindful of this, because it's actually going to be very frustrating for you, and it's going to make you feel like you're not doing something right when you are doing everything right. So just know that. Just know that you are being led by this moon somewhere spectacular, and there's a journey here for you. Yeah. There's a journey here where I'm looking at the cards and I was like, wow, something spectacular is happening. And then I'm having all these cards that show this evolution of self. And it is going to feel a bit overwhelming at times, a bit like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? Why is this happening? But you're going to see that what you truly want is going to come out of this time period and lead you forward into February. The new moon, Aquarius, is in Aquarius. So the new moon in Aquarius says, bring love into the situation. And that's what you're going to have to do for this whole entire moon. Cancer already brings love into the situation, okay? Already comes from the heart, very sensitive, very caring, just as you are, Aquarius. So this is going to be a time of heightened emotional truth. And that's why the mind and your passions are coming out so profoundly during this time, because you are an air sign. You are an intellectual being. And as an intellectual being, okay, as a person who works off of the mind, who seeks deeper truths, who is curious and almost insatiable about finding out things, you're going to see that if you follow your heart is going to lead your mind. So if you come from a place of emotional annoyance, like, wow, you woke up, you thought the day was going to be really great, and then, you stepped on a Lego, or, you stubbed your toe in the morning, and then things just progress downhill, and your emotions just come from a place of frustration. That is going to affect the way you mentally take in the world, and the way you see the world, because you feel the world, Aquarius. And I believe that everybody feels the world. Some signs do it so much more than others, and you are one of the signs that feels the world. So know here that as you are moving forward, all right, you need to bring love into the situation. You need to come with a heart that says, okay, I know that was bad, but let me bring myself back to that seed that I have planted within my soul, within myself, that way I want to move forward. And then here with the new moon, a new start is coming, and you embrace a new start. Each and every day, you embrace this new start, and you're really going to feel it around January 24th, where you step into a new power. You step into a new you. Yeah, that's it. You step into a new you. Oh, that's beautiful. And then we move to the brown bear spirit. Now, January is represented by the bear spirit and the owl spirit. And in the spirit guide oracle cards, the spirit animal oracle cards, we have the brown bear spirit and the owl spirit. And the brown bear spirit says, take time out, step back, look at the bigger picture, look at it, what it is that you want to create and what it is that you desire. And then with the owl spirit, you see clearly now. So by stepping back, you are going to see things more clearly. You're actually going to have a conflict of self. You're going to think, okay, if I just kind of dive into what I need to get done, I'm going to be able to kind of brute force it, or I'm going to be able to make it happen by just putting in so much time and so much energy. What you're actually going to wind up doing in January, Aquarius, is draining yourself, and you're going to feel empty and you're not going to see clearly. So stepping back is one of the main things, because then it will lead you to the otter spirit, which is of February, and this says you are never alone. And you have one little otter here and one little otter here, and they make a beautiful little heart. So you are never alone. You are never in this alone. Your spirit guide is right there with you. Your angels have you wrapped in their wings as you move forward, and it's just so exquisitely beautiful. Yeah, that's what spirit is showing me. You wrapped in the wings of your angels as you plant the seeds, as you know what it is that you desire creating. And there is some sort of fear that is going to come up during this time with the moon card. This is a Pisces energy, February 19th to March 20th, if it is its time frame. And you're going to see here that you are facing the Yud. So there is a sense of rebirth and self and power and wisdom coming from the divine, and you're calling towards it. This is the new moon, not the new moon, this is the wolf moon really calling to you. You are calling towards this moon, and you could see this moon as this dog here as a husky or as a wolf, and then you have the regular dog right there, which all dogs are 98% wolf, which is so spectacular to think that this little dachshund could be 98% wolf. Or, yeah, I think it's 98% wolf. If I'm wrong, please let me know. And then here you have a crab. And the crab has an ankhs on it for rebirth and life and the coming together of the heavens. So here you are calling to your fears. You're calling to what has been holding you back. And you are going to find, because you are an air sign energy, you're represented by the swords in the minor arcana, you're represented by the star card in the major arcana, that you shine through. You shine through as a queen. This is going to mean that during this time, you're going to be more comfortable behind the scenes. That's going to be where your comfort zone is. That's going to be what you're most comfortable with. You know, being the director, being behind the scenes, looking at everything, looking at what you desire to create, and then going forward and going after it. But not the actor upon the stage. You don't want to be center stage during this time, because so much forgotten wisdom, forgotten power is moving you forward, that if you were center stage, you would feel completely overwhelmed. So if there are moments where you are thrust into, everybody's eyes looking at you, handle it with dignity and grace as you always do, but step back, because that's going to be where you feel most comfortable, and that's where you're going to be most powerful during this time. You have the sword right here, and I'm just jumping to your root, because God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of knowledge, of understanding. The wolf is forging this moon, and think of it as a sword being forged, okay, and the metal being folded over and folded over, okay, the steel being folded over and folded over till it makes a beautifully fierce, sharp, light sword. Okay, I'm just seeing a Japanese sword, and I forget what they're called, being made, and it takes time, it takes effort, it takes tremendous skill, but then you get something absolutely exquisite. And that's, you're not holding the Japanese sword here, of course, but this sword that is so powerful, that is so bountiful, that is forged by the light of the moon, but also forged by your hunger, forged by what it is that you want to create, and what you're committing to is now held in your hands. And you have the bull by you, which is calling to a Taurus energy, a time frame April 20th to May 20th, okay, very rooted right by your side. And there's going to be a sense of you getting your power from this sense of stability. So if you have Taurus in your chart, or if you have a Taurus in your life, this is going to be somebody who is very important to you during this time. This is going to be somebody who you listen to and, you take counsel from. But also, if this is part of your chart, that part of your chart is going to shine through quite extensively. And so here, you know your power of your worth, and you know Yeah, you know the power of your worth. You know where it is that you want to be and how it is that you want to move forward. Be careful that you might be a little bit sharp-tongued at times, and you don't want to be. There is something where like that goes against you during this time, and you're not going to want to be sharp-tongued or to be, kind of, snippy with people. But when you have so much power coming around you and other people can't keep up, it is going to get annoying. So just know that. Just be mindful of that during this moon. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is here. You're being chased away from something. It's like, no, you cannot enter here. And no, you might feel like, oh my gosh, now this is so much longer. I have so much more to walk. I have so much more that needs to be done. I have so much more. And they had prosperity here, so you could have been let in, right? But you're actually going to be more bountiful as you move forward. There is a sense of, there is a sense here. Sorry, I was listening to Spirit. There is a sense here of listening to your heart and saying, okay, you know what? I don't need to fight with those who obviously, aren't welcoming to me. Because you're actually going to find that drains you, that makes you upset. I'm not saying to roll over and play dead. I am saying to know your worth, know your power, and keep on moving forward. Because there is something here, and I'm not even seeing this as really being in the here and the now. I'm seeing this as being something from the past that has happened, people that you couldn't rely on, that you might be able to rely on now, but things that have happened where you have found your true strength. You have found that, yes, you were able to put one foot in front of the other and keep on going. It doesn't have to be a person that denied you. It can be a situation where you felt totally outcast, where you felt like you didn't belong, and you've been carrying that pain in your heart for some time. Then we have the Four of Swords, and I like the progression, the Five of Pentacles and then the Four of Swords. Well, no, the digression there. There we go. Because you have this wolf moon around you. You have the wolves around you, and they're looking at you, and they're saying, okay, look deeper. Because here on his shoe, he has a little candle. It's lighting his path as he will walk forward. So you're going to see that your path is lit. There's something about taking divine steps here, moving in divine power. And as you look deeper, what you are going to find is that you have been through so many wars. You have overcome so much. You have embraced such a sense of grace. And as you do so, what you have is you have yourself looking at everything that you have been through and giving yourself the credit that you deserve. Because as you give yourself the credit that you deserve, you come to the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is saying something needs to be left behind. Something that is too much. It is too much to bear. And you need to leave it behind, because if you go after it, the wolves will come after you. They will. They'll be like, no, that sword is ours. That burden is ours. Leave it. Leave it. Because the fight that you're going to have trying to take it with you as you move forward is not going to be worth the mauling of two wolves. It's just not. So know that your power and your truth is coming forward, and know that as you leave this behind, okay, as you leave this pain, this fear, this doubt behind, you have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the wolves forging a new sword for you. So for the one that is left, that is battered, you can think of it as a battered, old, chipped sword. It's like it's not going to work for you anymore. What has happened in the past does not need to be carried any longer because it's weighing you down. You're going to see that within this moon. You are forged towards your truth, towards your power, towards what it is that you want, and the wolves will be forging it for you. So you can see it very much around January 10th, but I would actually give it almost 7 days after, to really see the power starting to come. And it will start, it can be very, very small. It can be something where you feel rather powerful or rather invigorated from, but it's going to be small. And then as you embrace it, you'll start to see greater truths come. But yeah, for a lot of you, you're not going to see anything till around 7 days from the full moon. So the 17th. Yeah. Right? That's what Spirit is saying. But as it is forged, as it is understood, there's going to be clarity that cuts through the doubts and the fears. Now, there is also going to be a sense, and I love the digression here, of the Ten of Wands to the Nine of Wands. The Ten of Wands is like you're taking on way too much. You're taking on way too much, and you're going to start dropping things. You're going to start being completely overburdened. And then the Nine of Wands is like, oh my gosh, I have to protect myself. I have to protect myself. It is too much, and I don't trust what is going to come because you've carried too much, and now the trust has been broken because you've tried to take on too much. And so here, when the brown bear spirits says, take time out, that's what it's talking about. Take time out from putting everything upon your shoulders. Take time out and know here that once you leave the barrier of these wands, you step into the star of Venus. And as you step into the star of Venus, you step into love. And as you step into love, you find your power. Okay, you are the queen, and you embrace this beauty, this gift of knowledge, prosperity, and understanding that comes from spirit. This clarity, this cutting through challenges, this looking at life with new eyes. And then you hold here the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is saying you're going to be ready to defend yourself. It's kind of like you think these wolves are here to attack you, and the thing is that they're here to guide you. And as your swords make a mountain, so are you climbing to new heights. So are you reaching new heights. And how you reach these heights is by a death. And I know that sounds rather dramatic, a death is going to have me reach new heights. It's a sense here of overkill, overthinking, overanalyzing. It's the darkness before the dawn. And I see this right now, and I've been seeing this with this moon as a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. The Scorpio energy is very much around the Ten of Swords. It's kind of like, yes, there is darkness here, but there is such a beauty here too that you're actually going to wind up thriving profoundly. So with the Ten of Swords, with the sense of the overkill, with the sense of, sitting there and needing to let something go. You're needing to let something go. You see new power, new truth. You see the wolves come up to you and say, I'm going to lead you to what you have been hungering for, to what you truly desire and what it is that you truly want. And as you do so, you have the Four of Swords come. You see everything that you have been through, every heartbreak, every pain, every disappointment, and you realize that you deserve this, though. You deserve your power. This is a very empowering moon for you. It is a moon where you are calling to your greater truth and to the power of your soul, yourself, and the power of your greatness. All right, so let's see what the Moonology cards have to say. And I'm going to do half Moonology and half Queen of the Moon. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. How will January 2020's full moon affect Aquarius? How will January's 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will January's 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. And I'm just going to lay these out quietly. Oh, goodness, I didn't even shuffle these. I did beforehand, but show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the January 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Show me clearly. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, good. There's a bit of room here. Okay, fantastic. At the heart of everything, Aquarius, is the new moon in Capricorn, which says your hard work is paying off. So this moon right here, the addressing of fears, the moving forward in your power, your hard work is paying off. You are really going to see a payoff from this moon and from the power that surrounds you. And then we have resistance. there is a sense here of a resistance around the power that you have to move forward. You're going to sit there and think, oh my gosh, I can't do this. The fear is going to be there. You're going to try and hold on to the old you, but the new you is sprouting through. And you are claiming your throne. You know your throne. You know your worth. You know your power. And you are moving forward in that truth. And then you are crowned by the first quarter moon, which says your commitment is being tested. And it's the commitment to your path. It's sitting there, and as much as you want a rest and want to stop at times, you have to keep on moving forward because your commitment to yourself is being tested. And yeah, that's the truth right here. And as you walk forward, you find beginnings await you. And the moon here, the wolf moon, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere and in a cold climate, it's snowy, it's cold, it can be dank and dark and dreary at times. But you have this portal to the lusciousness, to the prosperity, to the bounty. And if you're in a bountiful place, if you're in a warm climate, if you're in the southern hemisphere or just a warm climate in general, you might be finding yourself going through from the warmth of where you are. During this moon, it brings you to a sense of coldness. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It is a time of turning inward, and you can feel rather overwhelmed as you turn inward, as you look at what it is that you want. And that's exactly, oh my gosh, that is exactly what the Four of Swords is saying. It's time to turn inward. It's time to look at everything that you have done and everything that you have accomplished, and not say, oh my gosh, I need to do more, but say, wow, look what I have done. Because this leads you to the new moon in Cancer. So Cancer is very strong here. Not the new moon. Yeah, the new moon in Cancer. The full moon in Cancer is what the full moon will be in on the 10th. And it says, you and your loved ones are safe as you move forward, as you go after what you want, as you leave the past behind, or something from the past that is weighing you down too much behind. You and your loved ones are safe. You are moving forward in wisdom and in security of self. And then that leads you to discernment. It leads you to an embracing of your soul's power, your soul's truth, and it's mind-blowing. This moon blows your mind. It leads you to a place where you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think that. I didn't think of that. And you can see it in the forging of the sword, in the wolf that is, that is heating the blade, and that is making it deadly for you. And it is deadly accuracy that you have during this moon, a deadly accurate mind. But be discerning. Don't sit there and think every idea that you have is fantastic and everything that you have is perfect. Be discerning. Be, kind of step back, look at things, and then move forward, because this is a time to take action. This is a time to take action of what you want and not be burdened down by the desires and demands of everybody else. Take action and move forward. Then we have release. You are being released from the fight that you have been in. You are being released, and you move forward and you fly forward and you are transformed and you step towards love, which is what this moon is all about, which is what the new moon is all about. January 24th, the new moon in Aquarius, you step into love and you step into the true extent of your power. Not the true extent, okay, but the extent of your power up to this point. You will grow more and you will embrace more over time. But up to this point, you are going to see yourself really embracing what you need and what you desire. You are releasing the negative, you are releasing limitations, and you are being discerning about how you embrace your power. And with the light here at the solar plexus, listen to your gut. Listen to your gut, because that's the way Spirit speaks to you. Because first, Spirit speaks to us in a gut feel, like, oh, I shouldn't do that, oh, I shouldn't do this, or oh, that's a really good idea. And then, as we grow and we develop, Spirit whispers in our ears. We can see Spirit within cards, but you can see Spirit then as you grow it more and more within anything. And then we have the full moon in Leo. Do not let pride get in your way. Do not let pride make you think that I have to guard myself from the wolves. I have to guard myself because this wolf is leading you towards your hunger, leading you towards the heights you have yet to ever imagine. So don't let pride get in your way. Don't let the ego rule you, because here we have fear. Fear can hold you back, and this is what, you see, fear is keeping her, if you can see that, keeping her right here small, kind of in the womb, and then breaking from fear sets her free, and it sets parts of her flying to new heights. Fear will keep you in the darkness before the dawn forever. It can. Do not let it. This is overkill. This is too much. This is things going over and over again in your head, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just not enough. You are. You absolutely are. And as you do so, you will see that the moon leads you forward. The power of this light, the power of this truth leads you to something greater. And then you have here beginnings coming your way, and a release of the past, and a growing of your future. So let's see what your spirit guide animal cards have to say here. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. How will January 2020's full moon affect Aquarius? How will January's 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will January's 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the heart of everything, it's the butterfly. Ooh, goodness. The butterfly spirit, which says transformation is beautiful. The transformation that this moon brings you is absolutely exquisite. And that's what we see here, flying out of release. She is released, and the butterflies fly forward. You are released, and you fly to new heights. Your subconscious message from your spirit guide animal cards is the dragonfly. It says, trust. Truth transcends illusion. There we go. Sorry, sometimes my dyslexia comes through like the star that it is. Truth transcends illusion. And you're going to see you transcending the illusion of fear and of doubt and of, oh no, I couldn't possibly, to, oh yes, I can. And yes, I really am quite powerful. This leads you to the subconscious message of the Moonology cards, which is the full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality. And Pisces is at the heart of this reading for you with the moon card right here. So as it has you, what does it have you doing? It has your hard work paying off, and it also has your transformation being beautiful during this time, and it has you balancing what you spiritually want, the love that this moon embraces, and what you practically want, how you want things to manifest and exist here on the earthly plane. Right? So subconsciously, you are finding a way to balance these, and you have a very strong pull towards Pisces during this time, towards a duality, yes, but a sense of embracing quiet moments and really moving forward in that truth. Your subconscious message for your Queen of the Moon cards is attraction. You are attracted to something greater. Your soul is attracted to it, and you are going to be moving forward in that attraction to something more. And it's pulling towards you, it's calling to you. And then your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Page of Cups. Okay, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, shining through, and all of them have shown through in one way or another during this reading. And here with the Page of Cups, you are drinking fully of the waters of your truth. You are drinking fully of what your soul wants and how you want to move forward. And others will be calling to you saying, oh no, I want this. No, it's not their turn yet. Drink fully for yourself. Take it all in. Take in all the energy of this moon. And then move forward. And then help others. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.